Welcome to Growing Pains. I'm Christabel.
And I'm Vika. This is a safe space to share the full spectrum of life. You'll hear stories and discussions about growing up through trauma, mental health, wellness, mindfulness, and the rest of the crazy things that make us human.
Come be present with us and make this time meaningful. We do our best to be transparent. We get deep and we love to keep it light too. That's the paradox of life, the reality of growing pains.
This is a trigger warning.
Be sure to check the description first to make sure you're in a healthy space to listen. Enjoy. The preface we're mentioning in this episode is the inspiration to this conversation. Vika suggested we start recording, so it's a voice note, and we're happy to share it if you're interested. Let us know in the comments. Bye.
Hello.
Hey, welcome back to Growing Pains.
Welcome back.
We've already created a preface for this episode, so we'll probably play this intro and then play that maybe, or maybe parts of that, and then we'll continue our conversation. Let's do a check-in really quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm inside my window of tolerance, but I'm definitely like hyper and excited and like feeling energized, like I'm somewhere in there because I feel like a lot's going on right now. So we're just processing, and this is a part of our process, and we'll see what parts of this we want to share and what parts we don't, but I think it's important to talk about and document because shit's going down.
I'm sorry. I'm just so like I'm like a excited little kid right
I know,
now,
me
and
too.
I'm just like
That's how I feel.
Yeah, look at me. I'm like twirling.
I know.
I don't know how to contain myself right now, just because like I just
It's just people
I
are
just no.
validating
I just feel
us.
like I just feel like I'm me. Like I'm supposed to be this person.
Yep.
And it feels natural and it feels comfortable, and I don't know, it's just so different because I went from a state of literally hating people and talking to people to literally being the biggest people person and the most extroverted, welcoming person ever. And yeah, no, I don't know, it's just exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah, sorry, pay here.
I feel like so much is going on, so that's why we're very energized.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would say I don't even remember the other parts of the check-in because I'm so energized. But we're definitely going to share an intention, which is that I want to just be transparent. That's one of my most important values is just being transparent. And I feel like it's because I masked for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I never wanted to be myself. I never knew I could be myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I also hid, which are different things because I feel like masking is putting on a front, but hiding is where the secret is. That's
right.
what you don't show at all.
Right, yeah, no, that's true.
And I hid so much, and people felt like they could take advantage of me because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I hid because I felt shame.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like that was just not something that should be talked about, honestly, the things that were just difficult. And my intention is just to be transparent because I think that it's very unfair for people to feel like they can't be honest. And if I get to be honest about the things that I feel comfortable sharing, and that inspires any person to share their truth with themselves,
Mm-hmm.
first and foremost, and with anybody else, then that's why I do this. It's never to talk about anyone. That's why I don't say names. But I just feel like it's important to stop letting people hurt you and try to control you and manipulate you and just keep doing it to other people. It's not okay.
And it's so obvious to us now that we've put in so much work.
So much work.
Not even we're not talking about days, weeks,
months.
I was literally not able to work or do anything because I was working on myself from literally December until still now. Today is the first day that I got a job, which is so big because I've been this whole time without a job because I've been putting in the work. Whatever I need to change, I wanted to do it to be myself and be who I am today. So
exactly.
It's going to make me emotional. Oh, my God.
I know. It's important.
Yeah.
That's why we're celebrating it, and that's why we're not tolerating that people just shitting all over it. They think they can shit all over it, but it's
I'm good. I'm good.
I know you're good. I'm proud of you. I love you.
I love you too. This is also good because I haven't cried in like a very long time. So it's like a lot of like excitement,
Yeah.
just kind of
Relief.
like relief, and also just a lot of release for me. Just yeah. Oh my god.
You can just be yourself here. That's the whole point.
Yeah. No, and like I want this to be posted too because this is like this is what
Real.
happens. Like I also whoa, my body just like twitched. But also like while I was going through the first, let's finish the check-ins and then
Say your intention and then you can continue.
yeah, let's do that.
Because I said mine.
My intention is obviously be open, honest.
Yeah.
That's all I really want, and that's all I have to give. Like I don't want to lie. I'm not a good liar, and I just don't find any fun in that. Like it's just I don't know. It's just nice to have people that are honest and around you and will tell you just the right things and things that are true and things that aren't gonna literally
Things you can believe
change
in.
you. They're just things to give you advice because they care.
Yeah.
So
Share their
different. Yeah.
perspective instead of being like, this is your perspective.
Yeah. So I'm in my window. I mean, I would say I'm I don't know. I guess I'm
think you're-
Adam.
I think you're in it. I think you're just being
no, I think I'm
emotional.
yeah, I'm
I
in
cry
it. It's
inside
just
all the
been like
time.
a lot of like work and a lot of change and a lot of really good things and it's like
I feel like you're happy
it's
crying.
good. No, it's really good emotions because it's like it really I proved to myself that I after
That you don't need to prove
Yeah.
yourself.
exactly and like the third time like I not that like I got it right. There's no right or wrong. It's just like I found a happy medium for me and I found peace and I found what has helped me and I've gone through the process and
And
I've
you're finding who
taken
you are.
and I've been willing and I've taken what has been given to me because I wanted it and I want to change and that's it.
You asked for help.
Yeah, I asked for help, which was a huge thing. I never asked for help and like I always felt guilty because why would I ever want to put my problems on top of people's because I always knew people because I could always read people, so I always knew they were already carrying so much. So I was like, I can handle one more thing. So, yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. That was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably gonna cry throughout this whole thing, but that's good. It's like,
yeah.
it's
a
really good.
release.
And
I
there
love
was
that you said
just,
that word.
there was just, what date is it? It's the 24th. There was just a full moon last night.
I think it was in Sag, which is my
Yeah,
fire.
and you know what's crazy is like a lot in like spiritual, like the 6 month period is really big, and I pretty much hit my 6 month period on May 28th. So it's like a huge full circle moment because where I started and where I am now, it's like wow, I didn't know I could get here.
I love that. Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
That's so important. And like we mentioned earlier in the little preface episode, Vika, we were having this really great conversation and she suggested we record and that's where we're at right now. And I love that it's always
because
like,
we always have
us. Great
I
conversation.
mean, we tried to watch Summer House from the time that
We still haven't
basically Christabel came home, and
I got
we
here at
had to pause
5:45.
it. And then at one point, we just paused it because we just were talking, and that's
I got
like
here 4 hours ago.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to
and
watch
the
one episode.
good part is we just talk like it's we're not thinking about it. We're not judging each other. We don't even. First of all, ESL, that's like
I
a
love
big
it.
thing. So like I don't really care what I
We
say.
get it.
And
when
like
we say something wrong, we're like,
yeah,
yes,
and
I
like
get
I
it.
still stick with it. And like back in the day, I'd be like,
So
"Oh my god,
self-conscious.
what did I just say?" Or like I'd stumble over my words. Now I'm like, you know what, whatever. It happens. I am human.
You're
so
just
like
expressing
I have to
yourself.
always remind myself that I am human because for the longest time I was a robot.
You're an image.
Yeah. Ooh, I think I just hit like my.
Remember how
Yeah.
the other day I hit my knee?
That's
and
what I
it,
did,
like,
but mine's like,
love that for you.
whoa.
Good reflexes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Doc.
See you. Wait, did
Actually,
you go back to the
no,
doctor?
I'm going next Thursday because I didn't want to go. It's just like also, yeah.
It's kind of funny.
And it's also I didn't know if I need to wear a mask or not, and I just didn't really. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable in my doctor's office because that was my doctor's office when I was growing up and everything that is attached to that old life is not me. So I have a really hard time with connecting with any of the doctors. Plus, like, the one doctor that I trusted and I was close with since I was little had passed away. So after he passed away, I canceled my physical, which was like last September or something. And I just never went. And like, yeah, I just don't want to really run into people. It's just like, for me, it's better off if I find another doctor than to
And we're
go
moving anyway.
than go to my past.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad you have that awareness.
yeah. And so I called, and I usually, like, I didn't know what to do. I don't, like, usually in the past, I would have just not called and just let it cancel or something.
Yeah.
They would have called my mom or whatever. And, but, like, I was like, you know what, I don't want to go. I have to be honest. Like, I'm going to cancel it.
Right.
And then I just rescheduled to next week. But if I, like, feel comfortable, then I'll go.
Yeah.
Because next week it's a Thursday. I know they will be elsewhere for like the weekend, and that way I can still go for my last visit. Just say thanks for everything. This is my last visit.
Deuces.
I'm moving. Yeah,
We're moving.
we're moving.
We're moving to Philly.
We're moving.
I'm so excited. I lived in Philly for 4 years, and I'm so excited to go back home and also to explore a new version of it, because
Yeah.
I wasn't ever really fully myself there.
Yeah.
So now I get to see it as myself.
Yeah, and I'm new to Philly, so
Yeah.
I'm more familiar with New York City. But it's just more thinking about it. It is too hectic for my lifestyle now. I just really want peace, quiet,
Yeah.
a little bit of everything, and
Yeah.
Philly has a lot to offer like that.
Yeah.
And what you can get there in the location is nothing compared to New York. So
Yeah.
it's like
We're gonna have a house, baby.
yeah.
I'm so excited.
And yeah, it's like it's gonna be exciting because it's new for me. I've always wanted to live in the city, and I never. When I first moved out, which was only when I was 25. I'm 26, so not too long ago. I only went to the location of this person's choice because I obviously felt the need to always do what they wanted me to do. So, and it was like 25 minutes from where I grew up. And I did not want to go there. I remember crying in the car all the time, coming home from Hoboken because I wanted to live there, and just getting into fights with this person. Just saying, like, you just don't let me do what I want to do. Like, you say you want me to be happy and do all this stuff, but you don't give me that choice. And in the end, I always did what made them happy. So this is only going to be my second move ever, and it's going to be something that I get to experience. So it's going to be fun.
It's like your autonomy.
Yeah.
You're getting your autonomy
It's like
back.
it's literally I'm this new person. I literally I think about things from my past, and I'm like, ugh. Like how
different
it's like
version.
it's just it yeah. I feel sad for her
Yeah.
because it like
You have
she
compassion
was
for
yeah.
her.
I have so much compassion, but I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm so in disbelief sometimes
I
at the
know.
things I did because I'm
I
like
was
I
listening,
am
yeah.
not that person.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I was listening to Full Coverage, one of my favorite podcasts. In their intro, they actually say, it's your favorite podcast, Full Coverage. So actually, yes, true. T. And they were talking about how Manny MUA grew up Mormon and he was closeted his whole life.
Really?
Yeah. That's literally what their guest said today. They were like, really? I didn't know that. Yeah, he grew up Mormon in San Diego, and
See, guys, you never judge a book by its cover because
Mhm.
you never know someone's story. It's
I'm gonna
amazing.
get emotional.
It's amazing how when you get into this mindset, you just like you welcome people as they are. Like going into our program, that was the best thing ever. Like
It was
best thing
so
we
great.
could have ever
It was
gone
such a
through.
diverse experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives you a lot of empathy, and we're already very
Yeah.
empathetic, but it's like you can't judge anyone in that
No.
situation because you don't know where anyone comes from.
No.
And yeah, so Manny said that he grew up Mormon, which I knew, but yeah, the guest that they had, Amber Scholl, didn't know
Wow.
either because it's not, something you
Right.
would assume about him. And he used to pray the gay away. That's what he said.
Okay.
And like he used to not want to be gay, and so he was closeted for like most of his youth. And then started to come out little by little. Like, I believe he had his MUA page, makeup artist page, that was like hidden from his family for a little bit, and then they like found out, and all his family accepts him, which is incredible. They have a video about it actually on his page, which is amazing, and I'll actually link it because it's awesome. And it just goes to show that you just never know like what someone might be hiding, and all you can do is like be that safe space. Like, and the amount of times people say to me like, I've never told anybody this, or like, I can't believe I just said that, and it's because I am vulnerable with people.
I've said that, I think I said that like 10 times to you today.
And it's because I feel like it's so important to be vulnerable and honest, and I am,
because I know you also will not judge.
yeah, thank
Like
you.
all my other friends, like, they judge.
Yeah.
And then I got into those patterns.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. And it's like, why wouldn't you? Like, especially being raised in the situation that you were raised in, it's like you're going to see things from other people's perspectives first at that point, and you're in survival mode, and you're just thinking, like, how can I make this work?
Right.
But now it's like, it's just liberating to just be able to be yourself, and it's not easy. We took months to do this. It's not about taking a fucking mental health day. Right. And that's cool too, right? Like, that's where we're going to do moving forward, maybe, right? Like, we're not going to take months off every year. But if you're not well and you have not been well for a while, you need to get help. Period.
It's nothing to be ashamed of too, because like, honestly, like, yes, in the past I would have been like, oh my god, I cannot tell anyone. Podcasts, like posting on even Instagram, TikTok, whatever, that would not have been me, because I would have been so like just strict with myself of what
I've always wanted to do this, and I never could.
I've always wanted to do it, and like that one
Because of
person
that.
always told me, like, basically, not in the exact words, but they basically told me that I was
They never
probably going to be
encouraged you.
nothing. And you know what? I was okay with that, because after a while, like, of me starting to resent this person and really learn a lot about this person, I was like, I know oh, is there something on my eyes? I was like, I know I'm going to one day be able to move out, and then I'll do it all. I'll have it all.
You'll
I
be
was like,
yourself.
I will get there. Like, I can do it.
We always had that faith.
Yeah. And I was like, I can do it. And I always dreamt about it. And like, that's what got me there, is like literally me daydreaming
Yes.
about what I could have, or like about a life that like maybe my future, and like me, what the things I could do when I move out and like be my own person. I just knew something was off, because I don't know. It's different because I was adopted. So it's like I came in later in life, and I always had ifs, whatever, about family and all that. But it's just, I always knew that the dynamic, just something wasn't right. And I always just had that, like, my intuition was like gnawing at me, because that's why I always had anxiety and stuff.
I agree. I feel like people need to trust their gut. If you feel like something's
trust your
wrong,
gut,
you need
yes.
to fucking say something. And I never said anything, and I even self-harmed, and people like realized it, and like the counselor knew and talked to me, and like my mom found out, and which was fine. But it wasn't fine that I did that, but it was fine that everyone found out. I was okay with that, because obviously, like, that's the best case scenario in that situation, that you don't just do that in secret. But I was willing to do that and not hide it, but I wasn't willing to say what was going on. And that's why it's so important to use your voice and to recognize when these things are happening, when people are just not treating you right over and over. You need to trust your gut. Like, you just know. You just know when things aren't right.
It's
and
like,
hiding it is the best weapon for them.
Yeah.
That's facts.
And just really just treating the people poorly.
If you don't
just
want
hurting
people to
the
talk
people.
about you, then don't do shitty things. If you don't want people to say the facts,
just
then
be
act right.
like, be an acquaintance, just say hello, be an adult, and then
Exactly.
go on.
Be
if that was the
honest.
case, everything would have been fine.
Be honest.
But that wasn't the case. And you know what? Like, we sat there where no one talked to us. No one. So somehow we're the bad guy.
It's hilarious. I got to meet the Bachelor though.
Yeah, no, we got
Did
to
you?
meet.
Did you?
We honestly were.
Because you didn't even pee
We were
all
with
night.
all
You
of
were
them.
probably
Oh,
holding
Cat
your piss.
Stickler.
Oh, we got to see
Yeah,
Cat Stickler.
Cat
She was
Stickler.
like this.
She was so cute. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was honestly that was a really fun observing experience.
Oh my god, we love people watching.
Yeah,
We're very observant
and
people.
we also were sober. Well, yeah,
Mostly.
yeah, pretty
We
much.
were
I was
like,
just bored.
we were
Like,
like
oh, I wasn't.
a drinking.
I wouldn't say
Maybe.
bored. I was just like the music was just a little too much, and obviously we weren't feeling very welcome.
We were not welcome. It wasn't
So-
about feeling. We also didn't feel, but we also were not factually welcome.
No, because we walked in there and said hello, and yeah.
But it's funny because something we were talking about earlier is that people underestimate us, and I used to see that as a real weakness, and I used to think like, damn, what the fuck? What if?
Yeah.
What if people think that I'm not who I am? Like they don't get it. They don't see my value. And now when people underestimate me, I'm like, huh, that's so funny.
No, I literally think these people think that like we're being malicious and everything, but honestly, like
I couldn't care
we
less
don't have
about
time for
affecting
that.
you.
Like we don't have time.
I don't even know you.
No, and I just like I don't have the time. Like I just fucking went through, or I don't want to say it. I just went through hell basically, and hell at first because I was like, what is going on with me to get to where I am now, which is great, but it's
Right.
also like it took a lot of work. It
For
took
what
a lot
we've
of
been
like
through,
patience.
like this is just bullshit. And for
Yeah.
people to make
to treat me like this after it's just it I don't know. It just really surprises me because like people always say like, oh, be kind to others, and I feel like these all these people that I've known like always said like things that I would do now that they don't do. And it's almost like I don't know, like why are you judging me?
Yeah.
For what? I'm not benefiting you,
You don't
anymore.
even
I'm not
affect
friends
them.
with you anymore. So it's like I'm not really sure why this is an
care.
issue.
Well, for context, there's people who watched our podcast or listened to our podcast. Someone out there in the universe listened to our podcast and clearly influenced a situation that has to do with Vika. And the situation is that Vika has certain things stored somewhere at someone's house. And she got less than 24 hours notice that she needs to move it. Or actually, let's say 48 hours so that nobody gets butt hurt.
Yeah,
She got 48 hours because he said yesterday, right? So we get to go Saturday. That's 2 days.
Yesterday.
We got 2 days notice, basically. A few days notice to be generous.
Yeah,
Why
yesterday
not?
at 5:20.
Yeah, and you need to get it less than 48 hours from then. A lot of her belongings that she needs to keep somewhere right now cannot be kept there all of a sudden. And it's clearly due to, because we have direct communication saying that, we have a text saying that it's because of our podcast. So basically someone, I don't know who could it be? Someone is listening and cares about what we're saying clearly and wants to hurt Vika. Period.
Because why?
Because we're telling the truth? Because you can tell your story, right?
I don't really care.
But I'm saying, like, to be honest, to put
I mean,
it logically,
they could,
right?
but yeah, at
It's
this
the
point,
same
it's
story.
like
The
you
story
did
is
what
that you
did.
ignored us,
Yeah.
right? So you're either gonna lie,
We showed up.
or you're gonna
We got
say the
invited.
same
We
thing.
showed up. We did our part. We thought we were going to have fun, and no one talked to us. So I don't know what the issue is. We
said the
literally
truth.
got ignored. We were dancing up in the front. No one danced. So what are we supposed to do?
It doesn't
Twiddle our
matter. We went and
thumbs?
sat.
Like
We went and did
it
what we
was
wanted to
so
do, but
freaking
regardless.
awkward. Everyone was literally talking about us. Everyone was staring at us. I do not do that anymore. I do not have time for that. I do not do that. So sayonara.
Whether they were talking about us or not, obviously we didn't hear them, but it seemed that way.
Well, they definitely were.
And it was energetically, we're not idiots. So clearly, especially if you're watching our podcast, I mean, come on. Like, obviously, you weren't seeing us in the place and not saying anything about us, especially if you ignored me.
I
who
swear,
is someone that I was being introduced to you by your own brother, stepbrother, you would think that you would look at me. I don't even know what you look like because you just poofed. You're a genie. She's a genie in a bottle.
I was just thinking, I was like, I'm probably like the most hated person ever by just all these lies that these people tell people and like
It's
spread.
crazy that they would care
It's so
enough.
funny because like I've dropped so many people, but like
They still care about you.
they still care about me, but I don't really care about
You don't
them
think about
because
them.
that was my old self and I'm not that person anymore. So like I don't really want to connect myself with that anymore.
The fact that someone would care enough to listen to our podcast, first of all, if
Who
you
doesn't even like me?
exactly who ignored us someone who ignores you in person, listens to your podcast, and then goes on to tell someone else to hurt you.
And
Someone else who's your
and the
fucking
whole
best
like
friend, someone who you almost moved to the same town with them because they're your friend and your best friend from high school. So riddle me that. And again, I don't care to hear your story because I won't listen because you don't deserve my time of day. But even if you said it, it would be the same thing
I just don't
because
care
it's
anymore.
called facts.
Said
I
one
don't care.
thing, did another thing.
We have proof.
I
And
don't
because
have
of the
time.
podcast.
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here.
I am.
But I just feel like if anyone wants to treat you badly because you say your truth and the truth, then
Right.
they don't deserve to be around you. Because what? You're not allowed to have a voice. You're not allowed to
See,
have
I'm
your
gonna get
perspective.
emotional.
You're not allowed to feel that way. Especially when it's true. That's called gaslighting. And you can go to our episode. We'll link it for you specifically. You know who I'm talking to.
That's why this is like probably affecting me because it's like the one person
Yeah. Who you thought was there for you.
like
Because adopted and her family doesn't support her in her life right now.
well, they probably would say they would.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like the circumstances of what I have dealt with for most of my life. It's not even possible. Oh, I'm not even talking to the mic.
It's fine.
But what I've dealt with and like what I've gone through with in my life growing up there, it's not possible for me to even go back because I don't want to put myself through that again. Like feeling like that, living there was hell. Like I don't even know if I could ever like step foot into my childhood home, which is like such a shame.
I feel the same way.
But it's like it was not even a safe space. It
Yeah.
became like a prison and I was like I started hating my room.
Oh my god, my room is prison.
My room was like dark purple walls and I literally was like, this is so depressing. I hate this color. I hate everything. And then I just started hating everything. And I just wanted to get out so bad. So no, I can never ever go back there or even I don't even know.
And that's why it's really fucked up for someone to be so retaliatory when they know we're telling the truth. We didn't lie about any of that. And for her to be penalized and punished in especially this circumstance is beyond
It's
logic.
like I go
and
above and
anything.
beyond just to be there for people.
We literally
and this
went
is how I get
out
treated.
of our way to go to that event to support this person.
Literally
she's the
2
only
hours
friend
away.
who showed up. We drove 2 hours. We stayed at my friend's house because we weren't even allowed to stay at this person's house. Yeah, it's fucking facts. Talk to me about it. And we did all that to show up for someone who's not showing up for this situation right now, for her.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be emotional about these things. And
Yeah.
it's okay to fucking
Because it's
stop
just
hiding
aggravating that, like, people think that this is okay to treat people like this. And now that I'm, like, aware of it,
And to
like,
just
so
be
much more in
phony.
my own person, I'm like, how could you just sit there and just do that? Threaten someone.
Threaten to throw people's things out, people's belongings.
That's the second time I've gotten threatened.
Who does that?
Someone will throw my belongings out. And I'm sure my laptop, my Apple Watch, my AirPods, my second Longchamp, my Goyard was all fucking thrown out. Or someone has it in their apartment. And you know who it is if you ever do watch this or happen to stumble upon this.
Stumble upon this.
Stumble upon this.
I mean, honestly, our other person might share it with them because they love to.
Oh, I don't even.
Listen to
Oh
us,
yeah,
apparently.
maybe. But
No,
yeah,
I'm just joking.
yeah.
Like
I was
might
like,
share,
I was like, oh
share
yeah.
it with someone who might
Yeah,
share it with someone.
yeah.
You know. Because
No, but
really
like
they're
literally,
sharing it.
that's the thing. Like people just are out to get me for what? Just because
Please.
I had to go into inpatient and because I was relapsing into mental health. Like,
Right.
sorry, I'm so sorry.
It's like,
God forbid I need some help,
yeah,
and I actually take it.
right. And
Which
you
is
need
so
help,
big.
clearly.
Me going into a hospital space is so big because I'm petrified of hospitals. I have trauma from hospitals from when they took me away and put me into a hospital
Mm-hmm.
and shaved my whole head for lice because
It's
it's
crazy.
lice.
Yeah.
I was bald. I literally looked like a cancer patient because when I went to the orphanage, and it's funny because I ended up being really good friends with the girl, but
I love that. We're gonna go salsa
Mine's
dancing
so
in
bad.
Philly. We're gonna go salsa dancing in Philly. Period. Um, that's so funny. I love that you say Latina because there was that whole like clean girl aesthetic, which was really funny because I'm like, obviously me and every Latina was like, it's Latina. Remember when like Haley Bieber? Yeah, but it's like it's literally Latina. Like that's you just stole that from every Latina ever. Wait, but you were talking about how you've been through so much because you had a bald head, and then we just got and now we're here.
sorry guys.
The camera only records 30 minutes. We can't control life. Back to my bald head.
By the way, when I like joke about this, like these are actual experiences. Like I'm not like joking about this, and like it's just my dark.
Oh my God, you didn't you turned it off.
Oh.
I hope that your mic's still on. We're gonna hope we hear that.
By the way, it's just my dark humor. It's not actually like me making fun or anything. But when I did obviously get put into a hospital, I did have lice and I had to get my hair cut or something. But I remember having to wear like a bandana. And when I went into the orphanage, I got made fun of by actually someone who became my really good friend. And then we kept in touch when she got adopted into the U.S. with her brother.
What?
Yeah.
Do you still know her?
Yeah, Masha. I follow her on social media.
Oh my God.
Shout
so
out Masha and Vanya.
Love you guys.
Yeah,
Come to the pod.
yeah, literally. But
We
yeah.
have room. Look at this
So,
couch.
yeah,
We
I got
have a
made
couple
fun
people.
of
That's so
a
cute.
lot, and like, it took like 2 days for me to just do whatever, and like kids didn't
Figure
care,
it
like
out.
whatever. But at first, yeah, I got made
That's
fun
why
of
we
because
have a
I
sense
looked
of humor, though, because we had no
someone
choice
thought
growing
I
up.
did have cancer, so they did
Right.
ask me at 4 years old.
Right, and then you said no, and then they said
I didn't even know what that was.
Then they could laugh at
Yeah.
you because you weren't sick.
Well, they were watching TV and everything, so they were like kind of aware of things, and I came from like no electricity and poor
Yeah.
city where like I don't even know if we
You
had
didn't have a
running
TV.
water, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Oh,
I don't
shit.
think we had running water. I don't even know what I ate. I might have. Never mind. I'm not even gonna repeat this, but I'll tell you on the side later.
Secrets. Oh my God.
I don't know why I have this like
That's
weird.
probably why they say to the orphanage. I mean, they were like, "What's in your mouth?" I'm gonna beep it out, and then I'm
Like,
gonna
I
ask
don't
people
even
to
know.
comment what they think it is. Yeah. That's what you think.
But the
that
thing is, like, I don't remember eating, but somehow I survived.
honestly, you
So,
probably didn't eat that much.
But the thing is, I think people around me gave me food because they also noticed I was always by myself. I was always with a lot of kids running around because some things I think I did make up in my mind. Like maybe when I was growing up, I said, "Oh, my mom had blonde hair," which doesn't make sense because it's.
well, maybe she dyed it like you did.
I don't know, but I have this like image. But I think I just like saw like Madonna or something, and I was like, "Oh, my mom looks like that." When I was at a young
Maybe
age.
your mom had a face like
Because
that.
I was like, oh wait.
What? A text.
Maybe I what?
I think that's the typo. You want to share what happened?
No.
Oh.
Because it doesn't even matter.
It's over.
It's over. Because I could care less to talk about that. I want to talk about us.
I want to talk about us. We're moving. with P,
Honestly, it's kind of a relief that this happened because these two roses up there,
girl. They're
the
dying.
last two leaves fell on this couch this
Today.
morning. And I looked it up. I looked it up. I looked up at them and I was like, you know what? I don't know why today, like, a lot of things are going to change. A lot of things are going to be aligned to where I'm supposed to be in my path.
Release.
I'm releasing some things and I'm
Embracing others.
embracing it and moving on to a new chapter.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it was a really good run. I had a
Not really.
I had a fun time. No, I had a fun time until I didn't. Um,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't have any empathy, sympathy, compassion. Can you tell me the difference between those two because I always
Yeah.
get them confused.
Yeah, because this woman convinced you don't know.
Yeah.
Sympathy is when you basically like, I feel bad for you.
Okay.
Empathy
Is when you
like,
feel
I
it.
feel for you.
You feel it
Yeah,
inside.
you
Okay.
feel it. Like, I feel for
So
you.
I
Compassion, you
I
already
don't
know.
have nothing because
I don't have nothing, she said.
I don't got nothing,
I
okay?
don't got nothing. It's called indifference. That's what that's called.
Yeah, it's just because I don't know. I've gotten what I've wanted out of this whole situation, which is a job and my life and a really really great friendship and a new chapter somewhere else.
Mhm.
And yeah.
Preach. Yeah, and you've gotten yourself.
Yeah.
That's like the most
Yeah,
important
I
thing. You
actually
have
like for
you.
once, like I feel like after the program, like I always feel like, yeah, no, I could do it. Like
Yeah.
no problem. Like I'm like, oh,
Because you know how
another
to ask for
thing.
help.
It's
You
like,
know how to do
yeah,
things on
and
your own. You
exactly. I know how to
what's going
communicate,
on.
which is also so important because
We're gonna have more
I
episodes about communication.
always, yeah, whenever I communicated, I always kind of like went around what I really needed and kind of said it in a way where it was going to benefit maybe the other person more than me.
Mhm.
And it was like kind of like I was like you don't have to, but like
Right.
if you want to, like don't.
Like convincing people to help you.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
it was always like that, and I always just was like,
Because your
when am I gonna
relationships-
have like the guts to just be like, can you help me, please?
Yeah.
Like I need help, I
I
need advice,
surrender.
I surrender, and
Yeah.
I got to that point, and I surrendered, and I really got also in touch with my side of like God and like my
Spiritual.
I'm like, I mean, I grew up Catholic, but like I'm not the Catholic where we went to church, we're very strict. Like
Look at her
I
little
know.
eyes.
I like we kind of were able to just do our religion freely. Like we never really, my parents never focused on that or like
Forced you.
forced us. So I am open to any kind of Catholicism or Christianity, whatever, because I feel like it's one and the same but different. And I'm open to any churches. So like I've just been really finding my side with like God and just being very spiritual and like praying a lot and just
I
really
love that.
having open hands, willing to just move
Receive.
forward and surrender and not be so in control of my life.
Yeah. I knew she was gonna do that.
Hey,
She's
girl,
freaking
she's in
attacking
the couch.
Play the toy. Where's the toy?
I think it's on. Oh,
Play the toy. Or maybe the feathers. But yeah, I feel that. I feel like you've been very in touch with your spirituality. I think you have a mic over here.
I should just. I would love to have like a little
We can.
mic here. Yeah, that might be easier for me because I have a hard time keeping the
She's
mic to my mouth,
Italian.
and I talk with my
Or you can
hands.
just do a
Yeah, stand because like once we're in the new place,
Studio.
we'll have a yeah. Woo!
going to have
I
a
can't wait for you guys
studio.
to see everything.
We're gonna live in a house.
Yeah. Oh,
We're
she's
so
out.
excited. Yeah, thank you.
Of course.
If you hear something, it's P's toy.
Yeah. I got her like this electric toy that just like zooms around and it just chirps randomly, which is so odd.
Like a Boyd.
And it has like a little like string attached to it, but she just loves observing it.
She watches it for the most part. She touches it once in a
And
while.
then she'll get zoomies every once in a while from it, and she'll just jump everywhere. It's so entertaining living with a cat because
I love her so much. It makes my
yeah,
heart
it's like,
just
and I
glow.
go outside with her for like 45 minutes to an hour, depending on if it's too hot or
Right.
if she's
Wet.
like the other day, some kid came home from school and he actually
Freaked her out.
he goes through here to get to one of the houses back there because there's
Really?
like a little there's a little
Oh, past.
alleyway like through the backyard, and she got so at first she was like down and she got so freaked out. I've never seen her run to the door faster because she never wants to go inside.
Yeah.
Even if like she's
Was it a little kid?
even yeah, middle schooler.
Why was she so scared?
I don't know. But like it looks like he was coming for us cuz he was close.
Oh.
Yeah, and she just wasn't moving and like I didn't want to like spook her.
Yeah.
But then like sometimes like she'll be like
Did she let you pick
sitting
her
there and panting. Yeah, cuz she'll sit in the sun like watching the birds and looking up at the trees and it'll be so hot, especially this week.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, "Okay, like time to go in." No. Meow. 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 It's like she's screaming no and I'm like, "P, you are like I'm touching
so
you and you are
talkative.
hot."
It's
like, yeah.
insane.
But even if I like put the harness on her, if I literally touch her like even in the slightest bit, she's like, "Meow." Like I hurt her and I'm like, "P, I
Like
literally
as soon as you look
I'm
at
like,
her,
"P,
like
I
she's like,
literally just
"Meow."
clipped it." And she's like, "No." She's funny though. She's fun because I get to also be outside, be present, and
It's a good mindfulness.
yeah, and I
routine.
don't. I just put my phone in my pocket and I just stand there and look around the trees. I look at what she's doing, and yeah, it's
Just be
nice. Yeah.
I used to do these videos called catwalk talks,
Mhm.
and I would just like talk about things that I thought about. So I would go out there, I would walk her, and then I would always think and be like just in conversation with myself,
Mhm.
and I would be like, oh shit, that's really interesting, and then I would start recording if I
Yeah.
ever had something funny to say or
Yeah.
good to say or interesting, and then I called it a catwalk talk
Yeah.
on my story
That's great. I
because
love
it's like
that.
such a good mindfulness
Yeah,
time, and
it'll
like
be
you
fun
just like
to like be more active with her when like out there because
I'm so
there's the
excited.
basement and then there's like the little outdoor
There's
space.
an outdoor area
so
for her. I'm so excited.
yeah,
OMG.
I think by like next week things will be like settled and everything because it's the holiday weekend,
Yeah.
and that's why I got an offer so that way I could do it before the holiday weekends. And
She got her offer letter,
Yeah.
and we're moving to Philadelphia.
I'm so excited.
Both
I'm just
working
like
in
so
Philly,
I'm
the
so
city
grateful.
of sisterly love.
So grateful. I've met so many great people
It's
too.
actually brotherly love, but I'm calling it sisterly love.
Sisterly love.
Amazing. What are your final feelings?
I don't know. I feel good. I'm just kind of like still like, whoa.
Well,
But I don't know. I don't know. I expected something. I just expected like a lot of my past to end. Well, after the situation earlier this week with another friend,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I kind of felt like my
Think
life.
they talk? No.
No,
Oh.
I don't know. But I don't know. After that, I kind of had a feeling that like
I just never thought that
there were
anybody
certain
would
chapters that
listen
need to be
who
closed.
would treat someone who would treat us like that. Why would you listen
Right.
to something like this if you don't fuck with us?
Yeah.
And if someone who does fuck with us and listen to this didn't talk to her about it first before telling someone else, then you don't fuck with us.
Mhm.
You can say what you want. We're not going to control your life, but don't fucking be shady and sneaky. That's fucking weird. We say our truth on camera.
Yeah.
So until you're ready to, you're not on the same level. So
I just like and like
The
the
truth is
fact
the
that
truth.
like adults also can like disrespect me and like treat me like that is like such a shame because unfortunately I am an adult and
Unfortunately
I
for
did a
them.
lot of work that a lot of adults will never ever do or get to do, and I've gone through some crappy stuff, but
It's laughable that people think they can fuck with us.
literally
With the amount of
they could put
trauma
you
that
down
we've not
knowing
endured,
they
but
also
healed
know
from.
they also all know the situations and everything I've
That's
been
why it's
through,
like the audacity for
but
someone
it's
to
still
say shit when they know the truth.
yep, but
When
it's
you know the
still
truth, you could have stayed silent, and we probably would have never talked about this again.
Yep.
Because we would have never seen you again, and we don't give a shit about you. But instead, you want to talk about it, so we're gonna talk about it.
it's just
You want to talk about it. You want to fucking affect our life without repercussions. That's what people think they can do.
and it's
They
so
can just
nice.
act however they want. You can't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you treat me however you want.
Exactly, and it's so nice I don't feel any
Period.
anxiety or
Me
anything
either.
because I would be like petrified of like going there tomorrow and like facing them because like for some reason I would think that would like make me feel guilty, like I did something bad. But really, it's just like I'm ready to get my stuff. And it'll honestly be fun to go through some of my stuff
I'm so
because
excited to
I don't
see.
really know what's in it. And
always have fun stuff.
yeah, I could also
You
like
could do a little fashion show.
yeah, and I have a lot of products. I have a lot of like I have a cool mirror we can put like
We can
at
do
our
a little
house.
behind the scenes
Yeah.
vlog, honestly.
It's just honestly, it's a lot of cool stuff that I haven't
Organizing.
had in a while. So maybe it's a good thing that I'm finally getting all my stuff
You
and I
need to
can
go through
throw
it
a
and
lot
move
out
on,
because
exactly.
I need to move on from a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
So it'll be
This
good.
is the universe just telling you the
It's
truth.
telling those leaves were
Those
telling me
leaves.
that today was the day that I
You
was
just said
making
it
my
was
final
cathartic, right?
decisions of moving on
Yep.
from really toxic people.
It's been a cathartic day,
Yeah.
and again, you can't just treat people crazy and expect to just get away with it.
Right.
So this isn't to say that you need to fucking out everyone online. That's not the point. The point
No.
is, the reason we didn't say names is because we don't care about outing you. If we did, we would have said your name. But we don't give a shit. The point is that everyone who's listening to this, who has someone who's not treating them right, your voice matters.
It's like treat
Say
people with
something.
kindness because I am telling you, this specific person, the texts I would send her of me like crying,
Being honest and
being
vulnerable.
honest, being vulnerable, telling this person how miserable I was and how I literally couldn't take it anymore and like couldn't do it anymore. And this is the shit I get.
When you're alone.
It's fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry for cursing because I'm not like I don't ever like to really be a big cursor, but it's just I need to let out all my emotions and everything because
Yeah.
it's like the treat people with kindness. It's really so simple. You never know what people are going through. You probably do because you know a lot and you know who you are.
Yeah, be perceptive.
So just exactly be compassionate.
Mm-hmm.
Because eventually down the line, that could be you, and you could end up with nobody.
It might be you right now, and you're not willing to
Exactly.
accept help, and that's why you're treating other people
Exactly.
like that.
And like
So,
it's so
look in the
crappy to be
mirror.
doing that to people, especially in this day and age after mental health is such a big problem in this
people
generation.
want to talk about all this surface level shit about mental health and blah blah blah. Then they want to treat people like this behind the closed door. We're opening the door. We're coming out of the closet.
I mean, literally,
abuse.
we
Of
are
abuse.
being open, vulnerable.
Yes.
We're showing you what real people are and
go through.
yeah, our day and age. Like we literally go through this and it's so normal and I think it should be talked about because especially within men. I wish men had the voice to talk about it more, but
Be more
eventually
vulnerable, man. We
eventually
love your
hopefully we'll
vulnerability.
get more advocates to do that and have them speak
Right.
up. But for the time being, I mean,
We're doing our part.
yeah.
We want to
We're
use
doing
our
we're
voice.
all doing the best we can
Mm-hmm.
and that's all we can do. So literally just be kind. That's all it takes. It's literally so simple.
Yeah, and if you can't, then just leave us alone.
Yeah, please. I
Thanks.
really don't have time for it. Nobody does.
We're not, even if you don't leave us alone, we're going to ignore you. So you might as well just save your fucking breath.
Exactly.
So yeah, that was like a very interesting
Amen.
episode. And that's what this is about, just being honest and talking about what's going on. So I
Yeah.
love you. Thanks for being
Love
honest.
you.
We're moving and Viku got a job and we're so happy.
Ugh.
Haters gonna hate. Thank you so much for listening to Growing Pains, for getting to the end with an open mind and heart. Let us know what spoke to you the most.
We appreciate your time and energy, and we hope you'll reach out and connect with us. Subscribe and comment,